50. And in the semi-finals, they beat Oxton Conservatives 54-52. Tramway are playing off a handicap of 18. So, Tramway would like to come in. Aigburth Cricket Club again didn't play in round 1. In round 2, they beat.
No, that's not me.
You'd like to tell me who they beat?
Sorry.
Okay. In round 2, Aigburth Cricket Club beat Wandering Star 59-52. In round 3, they beat Christ the King Wanderers 50-46. In the quarterfinals, they beat Soapsuds 68-58. And in the semi-finals, they beat Top Shelf 56-50. Playing off a handicap of 26. No, sorry, it's not.
The X-Factor is 26.
No, it's not. It's I can't read it.
26.
It's 26. Playing off 26. Sorry, yes. It's in the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong column. Aigburth Cricket Club playing off 26. Right, before I start, I'd like to thank all the teams who took part this year. We had, for once, we had no byes, nobody bailed out of the game, and quite a well-fought competition. I'd like to thank a number of people who've helped with the questions. Jeff Poole of Judges, Francis Mason of Aigburth People, and Angela Doyle of Bishop Eaton. They've all helped checking, vetting, and generally getting the sets into shape. So there's one team less this year than there was last year. So let's hope we don't keep surprised. As Tramway were drawn first, I'd like you to call. It's tails, Frank.
Ian.
One eye or two. One eye or two.
He has two.
I'm happy with this team.
Team Tramway is Frank, Paul, Wally, Dave, and Aigburth Cricket Club is Peter, Paula, Ian, and Cathy. Playing a set based on a set by Exiles with additional information from Eleanor's. Questions are correct as at February 2017. Peter. Who is the leader of the Democratic Unionist Party in the Northern Ireland Assembly?
Peter Robinson.
No, not Peter Robinson. Over.
Apart from being a woman, I don't know. No, we don't know.
You've got the right gender. Arlene Foster. Frank. What name is given to the shape formed in the interior of a circle bounded by a chord and an arc?
Segment.
Segment is correct. 2 points. Paula. In which town or city is the headquarters of the National Trust for England, Wales and Northern Ireland?
Oxford.
Not Oxford. Team?
Is it Nottingham?
It's not Nottingham. Over?
Bristol.
Not Bristol, it's Swindon. Paul, in Greek mythology, which child did Agamemnon sacrifice to Artemis for a fair wind for Troy?
Team?
No, don't know.
Over?
Oh, do you know now?
Just seeing the answer. And time.
Iphigenia.
Yeah.
Ian,
That's what I was doing.
which royal house ruled France from 1589 to 1830 with a gap for the revolution?
Bourbon.
The Bourbon is correct. Wally, the vitamin retinol C20H30O is more scientifically known as what? Or more commonly known as what?
B12.
Not B12. Team,
B6.
not B6. Over.
Vitamin D.
It's vitamin A. Kathy, which Briton won gold medals on the pommel horse and floor exercises in the Rio Olympics?
Team? Chilcot.
Sorry,
Chilcot.
not Chilcott. Over.
Max Whitlock.
Whitlock is correct. All 1 point. And Dave, the iris is which country's national flower?
Venezuela.
Not Venezuela. Team,
Portugal.
not Portugal. Over.
France.
France is correct for 1 point. Paula, number 2.
That was 3 for Tramway and the handicap making 21, and 3 for Aigburth with the handicap making 29.
Round 2. Peter. Which football club did Glenn Hoddle leave in 1996 to become England manager?
Team? Chelsea.
Chelsea is correct. 1 point to number 3. Frank. Someone who is said to have enophilia, Oenophila, has a love for what?
Wine.
Wine is correct. Paula. Which was the 14th 1-4 state admitted to the USA on the 4th of March 1791?
Louisiana.
Not Louisiana. Team.
New York.
Pardon?
New York.
No, not New York.
Vermont.
Vermont is correct. 1 point, Frank. Paul. Which is the only bone in the body not connected to another bone?
Team?
Ireland.
Howard is correct, Frank. 1 point. Ian. Which hardy, mainly deciduous, climbing garden shrubs are in the genus Lonicera?
Hyacinth.
Not hyacinth. Team.
Honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle is correct. 1 point to number 1. Wally. For which city are the symphonies number 2 by Vaughan Williams and number 104 by Haydn named?
London.
London is correct, 2 points. Kathy, from which of Shakespeare's plays are the following quotes taken? Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war, and cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant taste death but once. Or Henry V team.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar is correct. Dave, which battle was the last battle of the 100 Years' War in 1453?
Over.
Castellon. C-A-S-T-I double L-O-N.
5 to Tramway, making 26, and 3 to Aigburth, making 32.
Round 3. Peter, which country's capital is the last alphabetically?
Team. Over.
Croatia.
Croatia. Zagreb. Right. What does a helixophilist, Helixophilist, collect?
Sundials.
Not sundials. Team.
Watches.
Not watches. Over.
Time.
An enophile might need one. It's corkscrews. Paula, which pop band are a one-hit wonder with The Safety Dance, released in 1983?
Sorry, what was the name of the song again?
Which pop band are a one-hit wonder with The Safety Dance? It was released in 1983.
Hazy Fantasy.
Nope. Team.
Men at Work.
Not Men at Work. Over.
Men without hats.
Men Without Hats is correct. Well done. And Paul, which saint accompanied St. Paul as his disciple and was the recipient of 2 of his epistles?
Timothy.
Timothy is correct. Ian, which piece of music is used to introduce the late shipping forecast, normally at 00:48, each night on or early morning on Radio 4? Sailing by is correct, Cassie. 1 point. Wally, which item, dating from classical times, is described as featuring 2 snakes winding around an often winged staff?
Caduceus.
Caduceus is correct, Frank. 1 point. And Kathy, which modern musical is billed as, quote, Shakespeare's forgotten rock and roll masterpiece?
West Side Story.
Not West Side Story. Team.
Over.
Kiss Me Kate.
Not Kiss Me Kate. Return to Forbidden Planet. And Dave, around which planet does the moon Cordelia orbit? It was discovered on the 20th of January 1986.
Saturn.
Not Saturn. Team.
Uranus.
Uranus is correct. 1 point.
Six to Tramway making 22, and 1 to Aigburth making 33.
Tramway scored 6, making 32. Aigburth scored 1, making 33. 32, 33. Going to round 4. Peter. Who is the author of the Sword of Honour trilogy of books, published between 1952 and 1961?
Team.
War.
Pardon?
War.
War. Ealing War is correct. 1 point to number 1 of Tramway. Your own question, Frank. What was the first Royal Command film performance in 1946?
Scott of the Antarctic.
Not Scott of the Antarctic.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Pardon?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Not a Wonderful Life. No,
Was it Gone with the Wind?
it was a matter of life and death. Paula, which philosopher and social reformer stated, "The greatest happiness of the greatest number is the foundation of morals and legislation"?
Kant.
Not Immanuel Kant. Team.
Russell.
Not Russell. Over.
Anthem.
Jeremy Bentham is correct, Frank. 1 point. Paul, give a year in the life of the essayist Michel de Montaigne. Montaigne.
1750.
Not 1750. Team.
1621.
Not 1621. Over.
1680.
Previous century. 1533 to 1592. Ian. D.S. John Bacchus is the assistant to which TV detective?
Team.
Lewis.
Not Lewis. Over.
George Gently.
It is Detective Inspector or Chief Inspector, later George Gently. 1 point. Wally. Which artist painted Belshazzar's Feast, housed in the National Gallery in London?
Bosch.
Not Bosch. Team.
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt is correct. 1 point. Kathy. Who is the author of the book Ender's Game, made into a film in 2013?
Team. Over.
We don't know.
Orson Scott Card. Dave. Which Director General of the BBC resigned in 2012 following a report broadcast on Newsnight into a child abuse scandal that raised false allegations?
Yes.
Not Bert.
We don't know.
Over.
Greg Dyke.
Entwistle, George Entwistle.
4 to Tramway making 36, and Aigburth failed to score making 33.
Round 5. Frank, who is the leader in Sinn Féin in the Northern Ireland Assembly?
Maguire.
Not Maguire. Team.
Malone.
Malone. No, not Malone. Over.
McNeil.
O'Neill. Michelle O'Neill. Peter, what is the name given to the fractional part of a common logarithm?
Team.
Denominator.
Not the denominator, over.
No,
Time.
Mantissa. Paul, in which town or city is the headquarters of the Royal National Lifeboat Institution?
Falmouth.
Not Falmouth, T.
Pool.
Poole in Dorset is correct, Frank, 1 point. Paula, in Greek mythology, who was chained to a rock to appease Poseidon after her mother Cassiopeia boasted she was more beautiful than the Nereids, Nereids?
Andromeda.
Andromeda is correct. 2 points. Wally, which royal house ruled firstly Brandenburg, Prussia from 1415 and latterly the German Empire until 1918?
Habsburg.
Not the Habsburg.
Hohenzollern.
Hohenzollern is correct, 1 point. Ian, what is the common name for the vitamin B9, which is C19H19N706?
Riboflavin.
Not riboflavin,
Thiamine.
not thiamine, over.
Can't think of anything.
Folic acid. And Dave, which Briton coached the Fijian men's rugby sevens team to their country's first ever gold Olympic medal?
Gatlin.
Pardon?
Gatlin.
Not Declan. Hmm? No.
Team. Sorry. Time.
Over. Ben Ryan. And Kathy, the sunflower is the national flower of which country?
India.
Not India, team. Not Peru, over.
Netherlands.
Ukraine.
2 to Tramway, making 33, and 2 to Aigburth, making 35.
Tramway scored 2, making 38. Aigburth Cricket Club 2, making 35. Round 6. Frank, which football club did Kevin Keegan leave to become England manager?
Newcastle United.
Not Newcastle United. Team.
Southampton.
Not Southampton. Over.
Hamburg.
No. It was Chelsea. Sorry. Sorry. Fulham, man. Fulham. It says Peter. Someone who has a fear of what is said to suffer from turophobia. If you suffer from turophobia, you have a morbid fear of what? T-U-R-O phobia.
Team.
Sleep.
No, over.
Balls.
No. Cheese.
Cheese balls.
4. Which was the 48th state admitted to the USA on the 14th of February 1912?
Alaska.
Not Alaska.
Arizona.
Arizona is correct, 1 point. Paula, what is the largest bone in the face?
Mandible.
Mandible, jawbone, is correct, 2 points. Wally, which garden shrubs are in the genus Ligustrum? Ligustrum.
Privet.
Privet is correct. Ian, for which city are the symphonies number 31 by Mozart and number 86 by Haydn named?
Paris.
Is correct for 2 points. Dave, from which of Shakespeare's plays are the following quotes taken? This is very Midsummer Madness, and some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them.
12th Night.
12th Night is correct. And Kathy, which was the first battle of the War of the Roses in 1455?
Marston Moor.
Not Marston Moor. Team.
St. Albans.
St.
Albans.
Yes, first battle of St. Albans.
5 to Tramway, making 43, and 5 to Aigburth, making 40.
Round 7. Frank, which country's capital is the first alphabetically?
Team.
Ethiopia.
It's not Ethiopia.
Andorra.
It's not
Nigeria.
Andorra. It's United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi.
What about Abidjan? Abidjan. That's Nigeria's new capital.
So the J comes after the D. That's all it is.
Peter, what does a digitabulist collect? Digitabulist.
Team.
Keys.
Not keys, over.
Rings.
Thimbles. Paul, which pop band are a one-hit wonder with Tub Thumping, released in 1987, and that's spelled TUBTHUMPING.
Check that year, Paul.
1987.
That's wrong.
That's wrong,
Yeah.
97. Chumbawamba.
That's correct. Paula, according to Christian tradition, which apostle is said to have reached India spreading the gospel?
Mark.
Not Mark,
Andrew.
not Andrew.
St. Thomas.
Thomas is correct. 1 point. How to be a Catholic, doesn't it? Wally, what is the title of the theme tune of the Archers on Radio 4?
Team.
Gone.
Over?
Barwick Green.
Barwick Green is correct, after 1 point. And Ian, which item, dating from classical times, is described as a bundle of rods which surrounds an axe in the middle?
Fascist.
That is correct. 1 point.
Fascist.
It's an axe with a bundle of sticks and they're tied together. Dave, what is the title of the jukebox musical based on the music of the band Madness, first performed in the West End in 2002?
Our house.
Our House is correct. Kathy, around which planet does the moon Deimos orbit? Around which planet does the moon Deimos, D-E-I-M-O-S, Mars is correct.
That was 6 to Tramway, making 49, and 3 to Aigburth Cricket Club, making 43.
Round 8. Frank. Who is the author of the trilogy of books gathered in one volume as the Memoirs of George Sherston, S-H-E-R-S-T-O-N, first published in 1937? 1510 will do. 1469 to 1527. Wally. D.S. Barbara Havers is the assistant to which TV detective?
Taggart.
Not Taggart. Linley is correct. 1 point. Ian. Which artist painted The Execution of Lady Jane Grey, which is housed in the National Gallery in London?
Holbein.
Not Holbein. Team.
Rossetti.
Not Rossetti. Team. Over.
No, we don't know.
Delaroche. Paul Delaroche. Dave. Who is the author of the book Dune, made into a film in 1984?
Herbert.
Frank Herbert is correct for 2 points. Kathy. Which Metropolitan Police Commissioner resigned in 2011 over speculation about the links between senior officers and News International?
Paddy.
No.
Over.
Condon.
No, it's Paul Stevenson. Paul Stevenson.
That was 4 to Tramway, making 53, and 1 to Aigburth Cricket Club, making 44.
I'd like to ask Mark Kerr to present the trophy. Please. What's there? You will get it with little trophies at the presentation.
So I just want to say thanks to Paul and the other guys who helped to organise tonight, and those who officiated. I've managed to see every team in action apart from Soapstoods. I got there just as they were losing, so I apologise. But I saw every other team in action, and I think Frank's team has been consistently the best throughout the whole evening. So well done, Frank.
Thank you.
I'm not a big believer in the handicap because we keep losing on it. But, it's great, isn't it? Because teams that don't normally win things get to win this, which is really what it's all about. Well, great evening. So Frank, well done, congratulations.